Typically, this is something that is, permanent in the sense that once the prescription is sculpted into the cornea, that doesn't change. Now, sometimes there's very rare occasions where, everything is perfect and we might have to go in and do a little bit of a touch up. That's quite rare, but it can happen. That being said, sometimes there's a misnomer or like a myth that LASIK wears off. And really, that's not true. What happens is that, let's say that you're age 25 and you have a prescription of, a -5, just as an example, right? Let's say we correct your prescription and we get you closer to 0. And then now, once you hit the age of 47, 50, 55, typically what happens is, this happens to anybody and everybody, is that we start needing reading glasses. And so that's because inside of the eye, the natural lens of the eye starts to stiffen and not move the way it used to. And so you lose the ability to see things up close. So you start needing reading glasses, and that's normal. So that's going to happen to anybody and everybody. So for example, anyway, that usually will happen around the age of like 47, 50, 55. And everybody's a little bit different there. But typically, once you do the procedure once, it's not something you need to have done multiple times. The beautiful thing about doing LASIK is that it's extremely easy for us to go in and do a touch up, especially when all we need to do is really, we go in and we relift that flap, because the flap is already there, and we can surgically relift that flap, sculpt the prescription back into the cornea, lay the flap back down, and the recovery time is just as quick as the first procedure. And again, it's an extremely accurate and 99% plus success rate. So it's an extremely great procedure.